Okay, good afternoon to all, and welcome to this webinar on IELTS Introduction and Guidelines. How are we going to do this is I'm going to give you the basic information, some of the updates that are there because of the current situations, and I'll also try and give you some alternatives that are available online as well as offline for you to avail IELTS course. Uh, and I'll also try and give you the basic information. Please bear with me. I think there are some students who might be joining lately, so I'll have to switch over and we'll also have to accept them or invite them into the chat. So please bear with me. Okay, so now let's look at the basics, which I think is clear to most of you. In case not, to put it on record, what do we mean by IELTS? It's actually an abbreviation of an international, say, test known as International English Language Testing System, which is recognized by British Council and endorsed by many international bodies such as Cambridge University, ESOL, and British Library. Many branches are there in India as well. So that's an abbreviation, International English Language Testing System. Where do we use this? I'm sure it is a very popular exam around the world, especially for the students who are going abroad for either studying or for working in an English speaking country. Some of the most popular destinations where IELTS is required are UK, US, USA, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, where IELTS is mandatory. Then before we move ahead, and I'll share whatever information I browsed and collected for you, I want all of you to take note of these websites which I'm sharing. These are the official websites which you should follow for any instructions, updates. The instructions and updates that I'm going to share, I have collected from these websites only. So I would request you follow these official websites. Why I insist on official website? Because if you search on Google guidance for IELTS or any search related to this international test, you will find hundreds and hundreds of results from various countries, those who are offering some kinds of guidance and coaching and updates. But they are second, say, hand opinions and second hand information. I would recommend that you should go for these direct sources which are easily available. So you should not trust any other, say, second hand, or the only thing is that it could be misleading, it could be not updated. So that's why it's advised that you follow these, say, websites. I'll just give you a minute or two if you wish to take note of these websites. They are called, say, IELTS.org, BritishCouncil.in, IDP.com, and especially for Indian students, you may follow IELTS, IDPindia.com. So these are the official websites wherein you will find all the updates and new rules and regulations, material guidance related to this international exam. So you should follow these websites only. Now, let's look at what are the alternatives available. IELTS is very, very popular around the world, but that's not the only test which you have to appear for studying abroad. Say, for example, TOEFL is equally popular. TOEFL, which is an abbreviation of Test of English as a Foreign Language, which is also popular. Around the world, there are 8,500 plus institutions, those who accept the TOEFL certification, right? So that what you should know, that that's the first alternative that's there. Another is PTE, that's called Pearson Test of English. Now that's also recognized in many institutions in United Kingdom, Australia, USA, and Canada, right? So this is the second option. And which one the test that you should go for it is what I'm going to discuss in the next slide. Even if you want to go for IELTS, there are more than one options available, so that you should know. So in the next slide, I'll tell you what are the available options online as well as offline. So first of all, the IELTS Academic and IELTS General. So these are two, say, very, very popular modes of IELTS examination. If you want to go for undergraduate study, let's say you want to do some, say, graduate program in some foreign university, especially the one where English is spoken, or you want to go for post-graduation program in such countries where English is spoken. And there are four-tier student visa, there are four-tier student scholarship and sponsorships are also available, especially in UK, United Kingdom. So if you want to apply for those visa, you will have to have certain say band, usually 7 plus, and in academic. So for these three areas, if you want to study, say graduate, want to get a graduate degree, or want to go for a study in say undergraduate, you want to go for postgraduate, or you want to apply for student visa for say tier 4 category, in that case IELTS is compulsory with academic say option. Second option is IELTS general. This is an option for people who would like to go for training or study in certain courses that are not degree programs. They are below degree program. Let's say just a diploma you want to go for, some training you want to avail in certain institutions, or you want to migrate to an English speaking country. The most popular category under migration is spouse visa. So that means husband is there and wife would like to go for and apply for say migration, or the other way around, say wife is there and husband wants to apply. So in both these categories, IELTS general is what you can apply. Let's say you want to do business, for example. You don't want to study there. You just want to do business there. So then you'll have to apply for IELTS general. So these are two popular categories. Third, which I think is an update, which I think we should all know, that there is something called IELTS indicator. Now, what is IELTS indicator? In detail we shall see, but that's a test of IELTS which is available online, right? So there, let's say you want to go abroad to study in certain say countries, you have to apply for IELTS academic. But now, because of this COVID-19 and pandemic around the world, these tests cannot be conducted. Many of the scheduled say tests are cancelled because of the medical emergency around the world. And there, the available option now is, like when I say now, that means just before 2 weeks, it has been updated that now IELTS indicator, a category which they specified, will be available in India as well as around the world. Only thing you need to do a bit of a homework is, what is the organization that you are targeting? Let's say you want to study X university in Y country, then you have to check before appearing for this test is that does that university and that program and that country consider this IELTS indicator test valid? If yes, you may go for it at your own time, in your own convenient place at home. You can appear for this test online and it is valid, right? So this is that. I'll take one more slide specifically on this IELTS indicator. Now, first of all,